The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Tonight we have two special guests. We have Charlotte Ghigliazza, who's a humanitarian and a performing artist. And we have Sir Vincent Lyn, who is a humanitarian and a UN Special Envoy. Welcome to the show.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'm very
great.
happy to be here.
Great. So you're here to talk about a film that you both worked on.
Yeah. Oh, we're both going to work
going
on.
to work on.
Yeah.
So what is
Inshallah.
what is the film?
It's called Halabja, the City of Ghosts.
Right.
It's a true story, drama, adventure, written by, when this took place in the 80s, in the city of Halabja in Iraq. Obviously, he was a little boy then when his family tried to escape the wrath of Saddam Hussein's regime when he gassed, by the use of sarin gas, tens of thousands of Kurds in Iraq. And so the story is about, you know, what they kind of went through, the horror, and try to escape, obviously, the terror, and so many few did. Yeah.
So what parts do you play in this movie?
Please.
Well, I'm not Kurdish or Iraqi. I'm actually part of a young woman who is probably newly married, I guess you would say, so late teenager. But I'm from a mountain village, the Yazidi people, and so you know, ethnically Middle Eastern, and kind of similar to the Kurdish people in that they're outcast in a way from a lot of the larger Iraqi community, and they kind of keep to themselves and they kind of like it that way. So I play a young woman who the main character actually comes across, and kind of our interaction changes his direction in many ways.
So do you have to? Do you have an accent that you have to speak in?
Yeah, working with that right now. You're going to be getting a dialect coach because I actually studied Arabic. My family has Syrian heritage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and which is part of the reason I was interested in the project to begin with, is that I've always had a love for the Middle East because I have like family roots there, and I grew up eating the food and, you know, hearing about it. And so always very interested in the Middle East and excited to be a part of the project. But and while I do speak some Arabic, I don't have a Middle Eastern accent naturally because I'm born and raised in the Midwest. So I'm going to be working with a dialect coach to get that nailed down. And there's a lot of YouTube watching and a lot of like Lebanese pop music that's happening in my in my life right now.
Excellent. So what part do you play in the movie?
I play the kind of leader of this Peshmerga guards, and so I'm the, I guess, type of a kind of colonel type character who trains the, you know, local people to defend themselves, to fight. Yeah, so I kind of like a sergeant major, ordering everybody around, training everyone in special weapons and tactics and unarmed combat and so forth. Yeah.
So how did the two of you get involved in this project? I mean, how did it come to you?
It happened. I was reached out by the producer about a year ago, and it really happened because of my foundation, you know, We Can Save Children, because of the underlying theme of the film, and it's basically, it's to do with the message of the 72 million refugees that are now on the planet. And so because of my foundation and the work I've been doing over the past 5 years, the producer reached out to me. And she said, you know, I'm just so amazed at the work you're doing. I want your foundation, because we have to choose one foundation to be a part of this film. And obviously, 25% of the film's earning actually will go to these foundations, and one is from that side and one is from my side.
That's great. And
Yeah.
you've been on the show before,
Yes.
and it's an amazing foundation that you have, and it's doing wonderful things. I mean, maybe you could talk a little bit about your foundation, just maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, I mean, the work I've been doing, I started 5 years ago, though the foundation I personally started a year ago. And it's rescue and recovery of children that are trafficked on the African continent, working with the refugee crisis in the Middle East, working with child orphans, and this film's message kind of goes along with the work I'm doing. And so that's how it started, but then offering me the role came after.
That's
yeah.
cool. So how did you get into this film?
I actually found out about it through Vincent.
Oh, so you were friends before the film?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We actually met at a martial arts and action film showcase about a year ago.
Yeah.
And he was part of it, and I was just a guest. We started talking and realized we had a lot in common, both enjoying humanitarian work and really feeling a passion for that, but also feeling a passion for performance and art and his history and performance and creation of work, and both as an actor and as a musician, and the list goes on, and of course for him. But as a performing artist myself, there's a natural connection there.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any scenes together?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, not as the script stands now.
The way the story is at the moment, I don't think there are any things that we're doing together. No.
Yeah. That's one of the interesting things about films is that you could be in you never see some of the other actors that are in the film.
Exactly, it's happened many times for me.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what kind of release are you looking for this film?
When you say release, you mean the international release?
Right, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the film, obviously, we can't shoot the film in Iraq, so we have the permission of the government of Haiti, and the whole film will be shot there, starting around the beginning of the year.
But you plan to have it?
Internationally released. Yeah. Because of the theme. I mean, it's a sensitive theme, especially geopolitically in America at the moment, and we're talking about refugee crisis around the world, and of course, if we're talking about the Middle East, then we realize that so many of these countries, America, are not taking any more refugees in, and so it's a very sensitive issue, but it's one of those films, messages that needs to be told, not only because of what happened then, but what is happening right now.
So the filmmaker, what is the filmmaker's name?
Hussein Ahmed.
Did he lose family during that?
Well, he surely lost extended family. Amazingly, his immediate family all got out, which is unbelievable considering.
And when they got out, they came to the United States?
Yes.
Wow. So
which is amazing considering, it wasn't just come to the United States. They had to go through many avenues and they spent, quite a long time as refugees in other countries, before they finally got here.
Which is again a straight path as a refugee.
It never is a straight path.
So, and are they now in danger of, because are they citizens at this point?
Yes, they are now.
So they're fortunate, very fortunate.
Yeah.
So that's so. How big is the cast? I mean, is it going to be? It must be probably. You have a ton of people. At least
well, there's
extras,
certainly in terms of extras, and because it is going to be shot in Haiti, and the geography of Haiti in terms of desert and small townships, it's really perfect. Though the extra cast has to be brought in from the bordering country, Dominican Republic. So So it's in terms of extra cast, it's big. Yes. In terms of the main characters, that's small.
Yeah, because there's like a whole military encampment. There's a whole city that's represented, a village. So I mean, there will be some crossover, obviously. But you're talking about large-scale populations.
So in terms of, I mean, this must be a large production in terms of dollars. I mean, is Haiti being very helpful with the?
Yes, in terms of the help that has been given. From the government, I mean, they're very, very excited. And as much as Haiti, what the country has gone through in terms of the earthquake and so forth, this is actually a very positive thing and definitely helpful and can, employ many people. Yeah, so it's a good thing.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Does your connections with the UN help also in terms of?
Yes, in some measures it does, yeah. I mean, it's always a kind of, a sensitive issue, and one has to be sensitive to their needs, so.
So the community, I mean, the group of actors, I guess there's a is there a lot of makeup that has to be done or whatever? I mean, I guess I'm not sure. You know,
I think they're going to try to cast many very naturally, ethnically Middle Eastern people.
Right.
I know there's been definitely a push for that. And I think that's with the current state of my hair, you wouldn't really know
Right.
that I'm. But if you look at my extended family, or even since I'm naturally a brunette,
right.
there's a little bit more of a look there.
Right.
So I mean, maybe some getting a little more sun, but they are looking for people who are, I think, more ethnically Middle Eastern.
So is this going to be like a real?
But this is English speaking,
Yes.
an English speaking film.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be some Arabic in it, but it's predominantly.
And there's going to be a lot of violence in it, I would imagine.
Well, the focus is
some.
much more on the dramatic side of it.
Yeah.
Just emotional tenseness.
I think the great thing about the film, especially as you speak to the refugee crisis, or you think of how this film is relevant today, is that it deals with a family. It deals with a man who's a father and also a nephew, who also is a cousin, and how he relates to the other members of his family, and how he feels his duty to his family and his community to be stronger, to be a protector, and what he does, how he steps out. The Peshmerga is, like you mentioned, being a Peshmerga guard or captain. That's like a Kurdish local militia.
Right.
So being part of that is kind of very subversive underneath Saddam Hussein's larger Iraqi military, and how he steps out and really takes chances and really extends himself for the good of his family and the good of his greater community.
Right.
And just the outcome of that, and the outcome of things beyond his control. And I think that's what really speaks to all of us, of the human struggle, and especially the struggle of refugees, who are a lot of times forced into situations that are outside of their control. And I think that's what speaks to, at least for me, a lot about the film, is it could happen to anyone, any family, given the right set of circumstances.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
and then where would you be?
That's it. It's happened.
Exactly.
It happens throughout history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's happening.
It's
as
happening
Charlotte
now.
says, it's happening right
Right
now,
now.
and I've seen it so many times in the past few years.
So, this takes place how much earlier than when Saddam Hussein actually was out of power?
Oh goodness, it would take place because he was executed 2006, so we're talking
So it's 20 years.
20 years,
20
correct?
years,
20
yeah,
years,
it was
yeah.
the late 80s.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's crazy. See, I wish I have to admit I'm ignorant about those times.
No.
So I can't wait to see the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, during the late 80s, I was too busy being a kid.
Yeah.
But how many people died, or how many people were?
Well, they say
or-
Saddam killed nearly 300,000. But this is what is amazing. I mean, he was surely a monster.
Right.
I mean, because they were his own people.
But didn't he have the support of the United States during the 80s? Or
He
was-
did as well, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So
But we seem to have been supporting many things,
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so the message of the film is hope, is one of hope.
Yes, it is of hope. I mean, because, for me, I wouldn't be doing the work I'm doing if I didn't think there was. And as I always say, I knew going in
Yes.
that it's impossible to save all of the children or all of the refugees. It's just impossible. But you can save some, then yes, it's certainly worth the effort.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
definitely.
you have to. I mean, you can't just idly sit by and not do anything.
It's like Holocaust after Holocaust after Holocaust.
Well, this is
after
the thing. It
Holocaust.
just keeps continuing, and it seems to get worse and worse. And that is a serious problem.
And you can't tell who the good guys are, the bad guys
No,
are.
not anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm really fascinated. I can't wait to see the film. And do you have are you like one of the stars? I mean, in the film.
I don't want to say.
I mean, do you have a large part? Is this?
I think both our parts are quite important.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as being the main character,
Right.
no, there is. I would say the film kind of centers around the one Kurdish man,
Right.
and I'm totally blanking on his name because
But
it's been a while.
does he
since I read
represent the
script.
filmmaker, or a relative of the filmmaker, or?
In a way, though, I think in a way, it would be representative of the filmmaker's father, because I think he
Yes.
was a young boy at the time.
Because he was
So this would
he
be
was a
like,
tiny boy, about 3-4 years old at the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just two kind of very pivotal characters who interact with him on
Mm.
this journey of trying to save his community, basically.
Yeah.
Save his family, save his community.
It's,
Because the Kurdish people have always kind of seen themselves as separate.
right.
You know, because you know, they've dreamed forever of a Kurdistan.
Right.
And that was, if you recall, after the fall of Saddam in Iraq,
Right.
that was a big thing. Like, should the Kurds have their own part of Iraq and be separate?
Did they try to annihilate all of the Kurds?
They
Was that-
did.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do. Yeah.
Chemical genocide.
And what's interesting is right now that situation has arisen again. It's really
Well, it seems like it's happening in Syria and all
Yeah,
these other
yeah.
countries, and it's just
so.
it's just this genocide and
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, what's wrong with the world?
know.
You know, it's just it's terrible. Is this a movie that potentially could be a chance for the filmmaker? I mean, like, is he taking a chance making this?
Yes, it surely can be.
mean-
I think it's because of the story, which is I think is really, really a great story. It's intense, it's powerful. The message is powerful.
Right.
Yeah, I think it certainly has the capability to be something very special. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. And this thing that everything seems to be coming into all the right. What's the word I want?
And the pieces are falling into
Yeah,
place.
all the pieces are falling into place. Thank
Right.
you, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how long do you think the shoot's going to be? Is it going to be?
I think 30 to 40 days. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you're going to be in Haiti for that. Most of the
Yeah,
time, will
most
be.
of the time. Yeah.
Will be any shooting in the United States? you
No.
think? No,
None
so
at all.
The total film is going to be shot
It's
there.
totally being shot
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Because the film in its entirety takes place in Iraq in some form or another.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a full-blown crew
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah,
like this.
yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Full
so-
blown everything. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I.
No,
been a while
it's-
since I've been in a film like that. you know,
No, well,
it's,
it's been for me. It's been a while too, and you know, I've been offered films over the years, and nothing has kind of jumped at me
right.
to say yes, I will do this. You know, so I'm really excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this seems like something that's right up your alley too. I
Yes,
mean,
yeah,
it's-
very much so. Yeah, and also to do drama, though. Even the role I'm doing will be, you know, because I'm playing this kind of militaristic type person.
So it's like almost the opposite of who you are.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. But I'm sure you could play it.
No, it will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. I'm very excited. This is my first full-length feature film, so that's
So,
exciting.
you did short films before? Or?
I've done more, well, because I have a very strong dance background, so
Right.
I've done a lot of live theater, drama, musical theater, and I've done music videos and, you know, choreographed
cool.
and stuff. So, and I've done a few like promotional, you know, advertisements and things like that.
Right.
For some nonprofits, I don't know if you've heard of the Global Citizen Festival.
No,
it's a
but-
big festival that takes place in Central Park every year.
Oh, that's cool.
To just kind of get people together to work on certain global goals, like the UN's 17 global goals and things like that. So they had some promotional videos. I've done stuff like that, but really small stuff.
So this is like a really big move for you.
This
right?
is, yeah.
Are you
yeah.
really excited?
I'm very excited. I'm just trying not to think about it too much.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah, I've had a couple of those moments where I know that it's going to be really like something's happened that's very special. You know?
Yeah.
And those are the times, you know, you look back and those are good memories. You
yeah.
Know? So
it kind of stretches you,
Right.
but in a way it feels really natural.
right.
It
That's
feels-
those are the best parts when it just flows
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
When you're pushing it, like sometimes when I'm tired doing the show, but it's those times when when you're not really acting that really make it feel. I mean, those are the best times for me. I don't
yeah.
know.
It's a story, you know. It's just
Yeah,
having a
it's-
conversation with you guys here today.
There you go. Right. We're stretching it right now.
Right,
Yeah.
we are. So when do you? Are they looking for release in 2018 or 19? Is there?
I would imagine if this is being,
I think late 2018.
yeah, it would be the end of 2018. I would
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah.
I know there's some
That's,
festivals I think they'd
Yeah,
like
so
to get into
yeah,
by then.
they're going to get it. It's the type of film that has to be in
It has to be soon, right?
And it has to be in major festivals, you know, Sundance and yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah,
I love festivals.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Have you gone to festivals?
No, not very many. No,
Yeah, I love going to festivals when I'm in a film that's
Yeah.
in the festival.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where you're looking around and then all of a sudden everyone's looking at you because you're on the
There you
screen.
go.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that guy. Wait a minute, isn't that?
I was like, doesn't he look familiar? She looks a lot like somebody I know.
He looks
Just
like-
can't place it.
No, I don't like that.
No.
But that's really cool that, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, that this relationship actually helped you with your career as well, you know, because I guess it didn't start as something to help you with your career.
Yeah.
It started as the basis of being a humanitarian, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was just the funniest thing because, you know, you think of when you have like, when as a person you have a lot of varied interests and everyone's like, pick one thing.
Right.
And it just doesn't seem real. I met someone who did a million things and like, that's the dream. Like,
Have you ever worked, or are you affiliated at all with his not-for-profit?
Well, that's an interesting question because Charlotte actually is accompanying me to Uganda over Christmas time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because, and it will be her first time on the African continent.
no.
No? Okay, Morocco.
First time in sub-Saharan
Sub-Saharan,
Africa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, obviously the 3 orphanages there already that taking care of 1,000 children, but to open another one, which is closer more to the, on the western border of Uganda, closer to Democratic Republic of Congo. So,
That's it.
so yes, she will be a tester
you're
or a
all
witness to that.
You're all
So
in.
it seems. Chips on the table, gentlemen.
She's all in.
Yeah.
You know, she got her shots and yellow
Oh, yeah.
fever and this and all those things you
Got
have
a
to take.
visa and ready to fly.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there danger associated with this trip?
Well, there's always some
Well,
level of,
there's-
you know,
But
you,
no. We're not
Ish.
going to rescue anybody.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
no way I would take on that kind of a trip. But
Right.
look, it's you know, there's danger everywhere. I mean,
That's
look what
true.
just happened.
I don't want to think about it. It happened.
Look what happened in New York. Then look what you know.
It happened just like less than a mile from where I was working. My kid called up, "Are you okay?" Because I used to work
Exactly.
like 2 blocks away from.
Yeah.
You know,
where
the
it
funny
happened.
thing is, we were at church. I used to live right on the street where what happened in New York this past week.
Right.
I lived on Chambers, so I used
And I
to
used to
take
work
for
a block
10
away.
years. Yeah, and I used to take that same bike path every day, back and forth, morning, come back afternoon.
Crazy.
And so, and it happened right there. But we went to a church service 1 block away, and that was like 10:30 in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. And
The week
I'm in
after,
there,
yeah.
and because of just how I think, we're sitting in there, and I'm checking. Okay, exit there, exit behind me. They're on stage. There's 2 points there. That's basically the only place we can get out. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm in a church service. But what is happening at the same exact time in Texas?
Right, I know it's unbelievable, and it's the desensifying, whatever, desensification. I can't say the word,
Yeah.
but the world is getting used to it. The United States is getting used to all these massive ones. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, it's awful.
It is
well, you
awful.
think some places in the world that's their everyday.
Right, but it seems like it's happening more and more in the United States.
It's true.
Chickens are coming home to roost. It's
Yeah, this is not good. So you ask if it's dangerous. It's just like any other place.
that's it.
It
Just
seems.
walking across the street is dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I'm in the subway, I take the subway to work. I see people going into their bag. I'm wondering, what are they going to pull out?
Right,
It's
yeah, I know.
scary stuff.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I think it was last week Thursday, I was headed home on the subway. No, it was last week Friday. So I was headed home on the subway, and a young guy got up and walked in between the cars while it was moving really slow, and he was just kind of standing there. And everyone was kind of wondering what he was doing. It was moving really slow, and then we didn't see him. But in the meantime, he had left a backpack in the car, and we're all kind of looking around, and people are getting up. Where is he? Where did he go? Does he want the backpack? Is he just drunk because it's a Friday night? Why is it there?
It's crazy.
And we all kind of were looking at it, looking at him, looking for him, but now we don't see him anymore. Where did he go? The train's moving really slow.
Right.
Did he get off? Is he in the next car?
See, but the smart thing to do is, by the time you're thinking about this, it could be the end instead of getting yourself up and going to the
into
next
the next
car.
car.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Right.
illegal.
Immediately, because
Yeah.
if you have that feeling, I mean, we have that we have that instinctually to
Right.
make us survive. But the thing is, you must act on it.
Right.
And many times we don't. Most of the time we don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Because even if you're wrong, so you went to the next car.
right, the worst that can happen is you get a ticket from going from one car to the other.
Well, you won't.
Well,
even
I've
do
done
that.
it a million times and never gotten a ticket.
But you could.
But the 1% that, you get it, well, 99% you get it wrong, and 1% you get it right.
That's all you need is that 1%.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to be ever vigilant.
Always.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Always.
we also have to take care of other people, which is what both of you people, your lives are dedicated to. And also acting, which is something that's wonderful, because there's nothing like it. I think acting. When I'm acting, I'm enjoying life at the top. The pinnacle for me is the actual act of acting.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean, you two obviously enjoy it as well, right? You
Very
wouldn't
much.
do it if you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And to do it at the level that you're going to be doing now, again, I mean,
This
one
is
more
good.
time and anew.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I'm so jealous.
Hey,
But there's no way that I would be going to.
come on, Alan,
No,
come
I
to
don't think I
Haiti.
could-
We
no.
need another guard. We need another guard.
No. I got to do my accounting in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
all
think
right.
we need someone to play the
But I
main
definitely will
characters.
come to. I'm going to see it in the theater. I'll go to the film festival to watch it. I mean, I
Yeah,
think it'll
that'd
be
be great.
awesome. I hope it goes beyond the film festivals to the
Oh, wow.
theaters.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it probably will have an international audience, I
Yeah.
would imagine.
Yes, it
because
will.
This,
Yeah, of course.
this speaks to the world, especially the world that we're living in now. And it's like they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And it's,
Yeah.
we're in the same boat. Nothing's changed. It's gotten worse.
Yeah, nothing has really changed. Yeah. We keep talking about it a lot, but
Yeah, they say nothing new under the sun.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So
Yeah.
This is it.
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
So, are there any other adventures that you're planning after this, or is this one at a time?
One
step
at a time, yeah.
Yeah.
This is certainly enough at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. So,
Yeah.
I guess we are. We're coming to the end of the show, and it was really great having you here.
Oh, thank you.
It's
No.
always great having you, and it's great to have a new person on the show as well.
I'm very honored. Thank you for having me, Alan.
Yeah. And I can't wait to. And we're going to be really looking for. I'm looking forward to seeing the film.
Great.
But of course, there's just one thing left to say. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.